latest. Good morning, everyone. So, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಿ? How are you all? Fine. How many of you are from Karnataka? Okay, almost everyone. How many of you are not from Karnataka? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 6. Yeah. So anyway, officially I welcome you, and before we move forward, wish you all very happy new year. So ಹೊಸ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ you are going to start something totally new, right? So all these days it was a thought in your mind, right? Maybe that had started when you were in LKG or UKG. For some, when you were in the graduation, right? The idea of becoming an IAS officer, IPS, Indian Foreign Service. So that was an idea, that was a dream. And in 2025, in January, to make that reality, finally you have come to Bangalore and you have chosen Insights IAS. And so from our part, thank you so much for trusting Insights IAS and coming here. And you will realize over the course of this session and over the course of next few months that you have made a right decision, right? And also all of our decisions, they depend on so many factors, right? Whether they are right or wrong, right? One of the factors on which it is dependent, whether it is right or wrong, once we have taken the decision, once we have made a choice, how we make use of that choice, right? So ultimately in this examination, entire success depends on your ability, your smartness, your intelligence to make use of the resources available to you. So I was joking yesterday, I think he or she is here. Suddenly it is like you are dropped into ocean here, right? Till now you may have had the thought of IAS, might have watched few YouTube videos, read certain articles, and maybe you might have met some toppers or experts and officers, might have taken the syllabus, seen the previous year questions, but everything not even at surface level, right? The actual depth that you are going to realize once you start this process, once you become part of the process. So it is indeed like ocean, but you don't know the depth of it. Suddenly you are dropped into it, right? So now many people, once they are dropped into this ocean of UPSC preparation or Chandra Layout Bangalore, so what they do is that they swim helplessly, but they don't realize that there are so many lifeboats, so many ships, they are sailing around them that are intended to help them, right? We become invisible to them. Or I'm so scared, I'm so deeply scared where I am right now, where in the position where I'm struggling, that I don't see the opportunities around me, right? This is the story of 90% of the aspirants who come to Bangalore, right? Pakdalle irtade boat, right? So something that can help you sail, something that can help you reach the shore, but we don't go for it. In our institution we have lots of mentors, we have lots of evaluators, and we have so many teachers. All the teachers work as mentors also, right? And all the teachers will evaluate your answers, and all the teacher will actually act as your guides throughout the process. But the issue is that what I have seen is that most of the students don't make use of the available this facility and resources. For some reason they want to do everything on their own, self discovery, and you want to find solution for your own problem by going through other sources which are not so standard or which are not so trustworthy. You have something in your vicinity, but we don't go for them. So this one major issue, if you can take care in the very beginning, right? So I can assure you, you can crack this examination in maximum 2 or 3 attempts, right? When you are in the Insights IAS. For example, you can come to me for the essay evaluation, right? You can go to any teacher for daily answers, whatever you write for the evaluation. And if your scores are not improving in a weekly test, prelims, mains, you can take those copies and go to any mentor and any teacher. Anyway, we are going to assign particular mentor for 40 to 50 students. You can regularly go to them once, twice in a week, right? Show your answers. So this particular attitude, within your personality is mostly absent, right? Out of 100 students, according to my experience, we see 5 to 6 students regularly meeting their mentors. Most of them don't meet their mentors. So what could be the reason? Can anybody tell me? They are not serious, maybe. They are serious. They have paid the fees. They are sitting in the classroom. They come and attend the class. Yes, so many of you, have hesitation and fear. So she is right. One of the reasons that you are hesitant, you are fearful that the mentor might, I don't know, like scold you or point out a mistake and may not be kind towards you, right? Might insult you, maybe. So this is, I don't think everyone has this particular fear, right? None of our mentors, none of our faculties will ever insult you, right? Everyone is humble, everyone is down to earth. Ellarallu vinayate ide, right? In all our mentors. So everyone has been through that process. They understand you. They understand the psychological pressures and all the things that you are going on, and they respond constructively, positively. So there is another reason that people want to be perfect and then go to mentors. First you want to write a very good answer and then you want to go for appreciation, right? You want your mentor to appreciate that you have written a very good answer and essay. You want that positive feedback, right? So what it does is that you stop trying, right? Even if you are trying, you are trying in a wrong direction. You don't know whether what you have written is correct or perfect, right? So you keep on doing. So you keep delaying the progress. So don't do this mistake. So very first day, whatever comes to your mind, when you look to a question, when the question is given to you, write whatever comes to your mind, right? Whatever you know, whatever you can think about. Everyone sitting here, I assume 20 plus, right? You are 21, 22, 23, 24-year-old. So you have gone through the phase of, school education, college education. So you have developed your own mind, your own thinking. So apply that, use common sense, use certain logic, and try to come up with a response, right? And come and show it. So if you do that beginning, so you will achieve in 2 to 3 months faster progress than somebody who is delaying it, right? So if somebody starts after 2 to 3 months, right, they are lagging behind by 3 months. By then you would have made faster progress. So ultimately, if you look at pan-India competition, right, so you are not just sitting in the Insights IAS classroom and competing for this examination. Similarly, throughout India, there are lakhs of students who are dreaming about becoming IAS, IPS, part of the civil services. And some of them may be very serious about it. Some of them may have perfect clarity about how to prepare for the examination. But my honest guess, my honest estimation, when it comes to the actual serious competition in India, is that not more than 10,000 people in the entire country are preparing exactly according to the demand of the examination, according to the demand of the UPSC. Not more than 10,000. Let 10 lakh people apply for the prelims. So we have the data that only 50% of the people actually give the prelims. If it is 10 lakh people applying, only 5 lakh people give the preliminary examination. Because of the so many reasons: limited attempts, lack of preparation, lack of confidence, anxiety, right? So many reasons. And within the 5 lakh people, those who have consistently prepared every day for 1 or 2 years, right? So there is a process for it, which I'm going to talk about, what exactly you need to do on a day-to-day basis. So those who have done that on a consistent basis for like 1 year, 2 years, their numbers is very low. And eventually 13,000 people will get eligibility for the mains examination, right? You know that numbers, right? So out of 5 lakh people, you have around 12 to 13,000 people writing the mains. So within 12 to 13,000 mains people, you have hardly 3 to 4,000 people who are highly competitive. Highly competitive in the sense that, so they have gone to the depths of the, preparation. They have explored all the dimensions. They have not left any part of the preparation, any part of the syllabus. So they are good with each and every part, including optional, including interview preparation also. And in the end, you have 2,500 to 3,000 people giving the interview. And then 1,000 people make it. Out of 1,000 people, you have 180 IAS, 200 IPS, and around 35 to 40 Indian Foreign Service. The entire competition, everyone sitting here, who have paid the fees, who have come here, who have taken the risk, everyone's dream is to be part of these 3 services. IAS, IPS, Indian Foreign Service, combined together, they don't number more than 250 seats. Sorry, 200, 180, 380 plus 40. So not more than 450. So around 420, no, 425, let us say 425. Right. So around 425 posts. Right. So everything you are going to do from today onwards, that is to be part of one of these services. So having the clarity, knowing what exactly to do to crack this examination, very few people, in the entire country. And after knowing what exactly to do to crack this examination, implementing it, right? So that is the most difficult part in this examination, right? So what happens is that you get the clarity, you know what to do. When it comes to implementation, again, maximum number of people fail. So when 13,000 people are writing mains, I assume that less than 50% of the competition actually has done consistent answer writing, right? Consistent essay writing. And again, my estimation, if 13,000 people are writing the mains examination, hardly 1,000 to 2,000 people would have written more than 20 essays. More than 20 essays in the entire course of preparation, right? If you go to Delhi and stay there for 2 to 3 years, paying 2 lakhs for the coaching, 50,000 extra for optional, and then 25,000 every month for the cost of living, everything, it comes to 5 to 6 lakh in a year, right? And don't believe what I am saying, you test by yourself, right? If you come across any student who has been to Delhi, after 2 to 3 years, you ask them the question, how many answers they have written in Delhi, right? How many essays they wrote and got them evaluated in Delhi. Almost no one will say that, okay, I have written essay. Almost zero. No institution encourages people to write essays. Forget about the institution. So voluntarily people won't get motivated. I should write essay practice. So here there is so much focus on the essay. We may not do regular classes coming to here, but there are 3 people who are sitting all the time to guide and evaluate essay paper. And all the teacher in their class keep emphasizing about it. So here on an average, you have the opportunity of writing minimum 40 essays in the course of 1 year. So we encourage you to write essay every week. And answers, people might have written like 100, 200 answers. So here, every day you are given a question, right? Every week there is mains test. And every day there is something called secure initiative on our website. So questions based on the current affairs, editorials, right? And how to write that answers, the teachers will teach how to write that answer on the website we have written. So if you take 1 or 2 hours extra time, right, daily, and write those answers, they get evaluated. So on an average, even if you write one answer every day, so around 350 plus answers you are going to write. And if you write every test, every week, right? So 10 question test, and then after every test, every subject, there is full length test, 20 question test. If you add them, so you will be writing like 600, 700 answers, right, during the course of this OGP, which puts you in the bracket of those, 1000, 2000 people, highly competitive individuals writing the mains examination. You got the point? So once you clear prelims, once you are in the top bracket in the mains examination, you have the highest chance of cracking the mains examination in the very first attempt. And coming to prelims. So coming to prelims, I keep telling people to do three things, to crack the preliminary examination. Whether they don't want to take coaching, they might have taken coaching, they are in the process of taking coaching. There are three things. One, to be perfect with the previous year question papers. Absolute perfection. Like, you have 30 years questions, and we have come up with our own question bank. So it was released last week. So usually in the market you have only one volume, right? So we created two volumes, 95 to 24, right? These two books, and divided into volume 1, volume 2. So volume 2 has geography, Indian polity, economy and environment. So volume 1, ancient medieval India, art and culture, modern history, agriculture, science and tech, IR and current affairs. So there are detailed explanations, for all the questions. So those who have paid complete fees, so I decided this morning that I will give them free copies, right? And those who will pay full fees later, you will also get, don't worry. Even if it is affordable, I think around 400, 500 rupees. Take that book in the very beginning, right? So let us say we are starting with the geography class, right? Immediately after the geography class, open the book, right? On the same day, try to solve minimum 5 to 10 MCQs. On the very same day. Very same day. So you can be ahead of the class, right? You can do some pre-reading and then come to the class, you can be ahead of the class. And as soon as the geography gets over, by then if you have completed and if you have perfected every single geography previous year questions, right, that is there in the last 30 years, in the real actual exam, if there are 10 geography questions, when you write exam in 2026, if there are 10 geography questions, you can write it down very clearly, right? Minimum 7 questions you will get right. If you are perfect with last 30 years, every single geography question, in the real exam, your accuracy rate is minimum 70%, maximum 80% in the real examination. Because there is a trend in UPSC that whenever they prepare the question paper, right, so they don't randomly prepare the questions, right? So they go for those questions which are conceptually very important. So they have application for day-to-day life, they have significance for humanity, they have significance for the earth, they have significance for the world, right? So they choose only that kind of themes, and those themes are totally visible in the previous year questions. So all the concepts, all the facts, all the important names and places and events that are part of the geography, everything is there in the last 30 years. So if you are perfect with that, right? So geography, you don't have to struggle. And is it really difficult to do it on a day-to-day basis? No, right? After the geography class, 3 hours class, you do the questions, right? Not one time. My suggestion is that previous year questions should be done minimum 3 times before your next prelims. So during the geography class, you do it once, and next when the polity class starts, you start doing the polity class, but at the same time make some half an hour time and revise geography class notes plus the previous year questions, right? This should be your part of the routine every day. If you do this every day, right, in one attempt you are going to crack the examination. This is not a overstatement or anything. This I'm telling you, no, everyone, only 5% do it. Only 5% of the people actually do what I am actually saying here. That is my observation. But we keep telling anyway. Dharma, right? It's our duty. So we have to keep telling. So why people don't do? They want to do, like suddenly you're inspired. No, like, yeah, after geography class, I will do this, right? So why people don't do is that the most important part of the discussion is that your personality is not ready for it. Your mind is not ready for it, right? So far, you had a dream of cracking this examination. You got different variety kinds of education, right? You went to different colleges, but none of your, like barring, there are certain exceptions. All the education you have got so far, has actually, right? It hasn't psychologically, it hasn't prepared you for what you are going to do from now onwards. Self-discipline, for example, right? So self-discipline 1 or 2 days before the examination, mostly. So, I mean, depends on the institution, right? So here, every day you need to do this. Every day, minimum 8 hours, maximum 12 hours. Nobody is going to impose, nobody is going to tell, nobody is going to punish you for lack of attendance, nobody is going to punish you for not studying here. From where that inspiration comes from? From within, right? And that is the most difficult thing to do. You have to wake up in the morning, you have to tell yourself, right, the dream that you are dreaming is not an ordinary dream. The risk you have taken is not a small risk, right? And you have come here with a very big purpose, and you have to start doing what is being told, right, in the class or outside the class by a mentor. You have to do it. And if you crack this code of, the resistance within, and somehow you can fight that resistance and, come out and start doing what it actually takes, right? So you are like in the top 2 or 3% of the entire competition. Add to that the earlier part, taking help, guidance from the mentors rather than trying to figure out by yourself, right? Self-discipline, acting voluntarily, right? Being proactive, coupling it with, the guidance. If you maintain consistency in this regard, right? I mean, nobody can. You may be very average student right now. You may be not so intelligent, may not come from not so great college, but if you ensure that you are going to do these things from today onwards, you are definitely going to crack this examination. This is my observation. I'm not telling this to motivate you or anything, right? The majority of the competition fails at mental level, not doing things they are supposed to do, and they know what to do, they don't do it, right? This is, how are you going to do this? For 1 day you will have the motivation, like today I will do. For 1 week you will have the motivation, right? Then Sunday there will be a test, you have to come and give the test, and after that again, you have to start doing it. In between something happens back in your home, right? Some health upset will be there, something happens among your friend circle, relatives, right? And these things will be there, like constantly. They will be happening, like, from now onwards, they will be happening. Everything you have to battle it out alone. Nobody is going to help you. You have to do it. So the entire process is also a transformation in your personality, transformation in your mental toughness. So 2 things will happen. Whether you become mentally very tough, you face every challenge and take positively and become mentally tough, or you get scared of this and become mentally weak, in the sense, stress, anxiety, clinical depression. This can also happen, right? And also the choice you have made is a very uncertain choice. It looks like uncertain choice, right? So there is no guarantee, like, 100%. You're getting this point? Suck. So there is no 100% guarantee that you are, what? Is there a guarantee? Huh? Yes or no? I mean, tell the honest answer. What do you think? Huh? No. Is a guarantee that you are going to crack the examination, or no guarantee that? Hmm? No. There is no guarantee. There is no guarantee that you are going to crack the examination. I mean, nobody has written it like, you are definitely going to crack this examination. That kind of guarantee. That guarantee, the chances you have to maximize. Right? When you are, spending days, spending months, as months, slip back into the, time, as you move forward, you have to increase the probability. You have to enhance your chances. Right? And at certain point of time, you start feeling that, definitely you are going to do it. Right now, there is no guarantee. Right now. You cannot say, just a dream, you can dream about it. The guarantee, the chances only maximize, only improve with your incremental, consistent efforts. So this you have to be very much mindful, every day, every minute, every hour. You have to insulate your mind. You have to insulate yourself from any external thoughts, any negative thoughts, and give yourself a very good chance. Give yourself a chance. So without undergoing what it actually takes, the tough process. Many people think of, quitting. Many people think of other options. Many people think of, they start struggling. So please don't do that. So the reason I am telling is that, so there are examples, people come. For example, let us say you have done BE Computer Science, right? Let us say you have done BSc Agriculture. Some other course, MSc Botany, Zoology, Biotechnology. Now next 2 years you are going to be unemployed, right? Next 2 years you are going to be unemployed. So meanwhile, your classmates, those who are there in your BE Computer Science or whatever, so some of them who are not so intelligent than you, right, or maybe intelligent like you, will eventually land in some other opportunities. They start doing a job, they start earning the salary. First 2 months, it's okay, you have this, guarantee is there, like I will do it, right? So I'm going to definitely do it. Nothing impacts you. When they are earning well, when they are doing well in their life, so nothing impacts. After like 3 months, 4 months, right? If your efforts are consistent, if your efforts are sincere, you will still feel good, confident, right? If there is any certain issue with the preparation, you are not doing, the actual work, then what happens? The mind starts getting diverted. So you cannot insulate totally. There is social media, there is Instagram and all, everything, right? So you keep seeing their progress. And then even if you are not concerned about it, your parents or your friends or your relatives, they start asking questions, right? Back home, they will start asking questions. They may ask you directly also. Then the thought state starts coming into your mind. Like, what am I doing? Right? So this is something that is reality and the fact that it is actually going to happen to everyone sitting here. Now, how are you going to deal with that? You have to be mentally very tough, very clear from the very beginning. I am giving myself minimum 2 years, maximum 3 or 4 years. Right? I am giving that time myself. Around me in the world, let anything happen anywhere. Right? Anything happen with anyone. Or let us say your friend, let him land in a job where he gets 2 crores or 1 crore, or let her marry very rich, very something, go to foreign university, do MS and put quotas of Switzerland, France, whatever it is. Nothing should impact you, right? If you maintain, it is something called a stoic, STOIC, stoic-like attitude, right? So that attitude, if you develop from the very beginning, that is what will actually, bring the quicker progress in this preparation. So there was one guy, his name Jaydev. So he got All India rank 5. He was from National Law school, and he gave a talk. When we had asked him, like, how did you crack? He said, I had single-minded focus. Right? Single-minded focus on this. So his batchmates were earning, and NLS graduates, they earn really well. They do really well. So he said he had single-minded focus, and he treated this preparation as his job. People were doing jobs with salary, but he said that he told himself it is going to be 2 to 3 year job. There may not be salary. The salary is delayed. Right? You are going to get later. But this 2 to 3 year was his job. Now, there are two things. When you are in a formal job, right? Let us say that you get a job in Infosys or somewhere, 40-50,000. What do? You got a job, you got job offer letter, you go and report. Then what do once you are part of the job? You'll work consistently. Next day, Appamma ಬಂದು ಎಪ್ಸಲ್ಲ. Infosys ಕೆಲಸ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಎದೋ ಹೋಗು ಅಂತಂದು. Will they come and wake you up? No. You wake up by yourself. ನೀವೇ ರೆಡಿ ಆಗ್ತೀರಿ. Right? ಬಸ್ಸೋ ಕ್ಯಾಬೋ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಇಸ್ ದೇರ್. You catch it and then you go to the job. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋದ ನಾ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂತೀರಿ ಕೈ ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡು. No. You will do your job. You do it, right? From morning to evening, you will do it. Why do you do it? Because you love it? Huh? They are paying you. Again, it's knowledge. It's not knowledge or experience. Again, it is what? At the end of the month, salary. It is guaranteed. In addition to salary, there is something else. So there are rules. There are certain norms. Right? Certain regulations, whatever it is, as part of the organization, that you don't see them directly, but they impact you, they direct you, they dictate, what you do. Right? They would have told in the, training, this is your job role, these are the time hours, you have to do, you have to work under some people or something like that. So they all direct you, right? What you are going to do in the organization. You will never give an excuse, right, to skip the work. Because there are rules, right? So you are, you want promotion, you want to rise up in the organization, you want to become something in the organization, right? There is no guarantee, but you keep doing it, you keep doing it better. And then in the evening, so you come home, right? So I see people in Bangalore, they used to start at 7:30 in the morning for IT jobs. Even now I think that is the case. So in the evening they will come around 7:30 back home. Then if they are married, fine. Food will be there, they will eat and then if they are not married, they will go here and there, they cook food, right? They prepare food, they whatever, they get the food. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ TV ನೋಡಿ, series ನೋಡಿ, then they go to sleep. Now 12 hours they are putting, right? So can you, without having a formal job, right, without being told by anyone, without having any kind of salary, can you put that 12 hours every day for next 2 to 3 years? It is just a switch in your mind, it is just change in the attitude. If you do only this simple thing, right, even then you are successful, and it helps in any field, not only in civil services. You choose any field. If you want to become a writer, for example, if you want to become an author, if you want to become a singer, if you want to become drummer, if you want to become guitarist, if you want to become a cricketer, put this rule, right? You are going to be very perfect in that particular thing. It is all in the mind, right? So Jaydev told in the class, that is what, like when I had the discussion, he told that is how he conditioned his mind, that is how he trained himself, right? And we could see that discipline in him. Without fail, he wrote each and every test of the Insights IAS, right? And he was one person who used to do everything that was told, right? Write these many essays, he wrote. And when he got selected for interview, I said, you need to give more one-on-one mock interviews, because there are so many issues to work upon. And I had taken, I think, 18 mock interviews for him alone. In the actual real interview, he scored 206 marks out of 275. And he got All India rank 5 also. So he was willing to come and take those many marks. And nowadays I see people giving more than 3-4 marks, they already feel I'm very good with the interview. Even if we tell them you need to still work more. So there was one guy, Abhishek Gowda. So he is a doctor and he was from Mandya. He was from purely Kannada medium. He had done the medical science, and then he had issue with writing the essays. Right. So in the beginning, whenever he used to write essays, I used to give him, let's say, 20, 25, 30 marks. Right, out of 125 marks. And when he cleared prelims, so he was worried. He was with the same Jaydev batch. He got All India rank for Jaydev. He got somewhere around 200 something, I think, Abhishek. He also got IAS. So he is IAS officer in Andhra Pradesh. Jaydev is in Uttar Pradesh. So Jaydev, because of National Law School and all, like he had excellent writing practice. That exposure was there. He had read widely so many books. The English was really very good. So he was writing the decent essays. So we had to, correct in a way to bring it down to the UPSC level. It used to be very technical, right? Very technical. So it used to be, we had to make it more generalistic, according to the demand of the topic. Abhishek had to start from this basic, right? Coming from Kannada medium, you had to compete with these people and match your essay like that. So I told him, you have to write at least, 25, 30 essays. That was between prelims and mains I'm talking about, not in the course of 1 year. I think he wrote 20 odd essays, and by the time just 10 days before the mains, so I started giving him 70 plus. Right. He worked upon it, he improved, and he had Kannada literature as optional, and he was able to bring ideas from literature and put them in the essays. So Abhishek Gowda scored 141, I think, and Jaydev scored 142 in the actual mains examination in the essay paper. Right. Now what is the difference here? You can be below average. Right. So there is a famous quote, right? Hard work beats talent or something like that. Right. So very apt example. And if you develop that attitude, right, doesn't matter like where you come from, what is your background. It is just when you start, how you start, and maintain the consistency in what you have started and get the feedback. Right. Getting feedback makes it very fast, the progress. Trying to figure it on your own will delay the progress. Right. So like we have wonderful teachers, mentors. I'm really very proud of everyone. Nobody will ever say, okay, don't come to me. Right. Everyone, whenever you go, they will be able to check your answers, guide you properly. And majority of the fees you are paying, actually goes into this. Paying mentors, paying evaluators, right? This is something that you don't see in most of the institutions. Maybe there, and this is something that was introduced by us at Insights IAS. So in 2016, we got All India rank 1, Nandini KR. So she came, so during that time there was no teaching, right? So it was mostly about daily answer writing practice, weekly tests. Every test she used to write, come and show them. I used to be alone at that time. Let's a small group we used to maintain. So get the feedback. It was not because of us. It was because of the individual. It is basically entire success rank is earning. You earn it. You earn it through your own efforts, through your own endeavors, through your own, commitment, dedication, perseverance. Everything is you. So our role is to maintain that, help you improve, slightly from one paper to another paper, one thing to another thing, 1 month to another month. So the entire success of this examination comes down to this. So in the real world, to crack this examination, what you need is 100 marks in GS paper 1, right? Prelims. You are aware of that, right? Last year it was 75.4 cutoff, but 100 marks out of 200. That is like safe score. Like from very next day you can start mains preparation. CSAT 66.6, but keep that also 100. Your target must be scoring 100 marks in every CSAT question paper that you come across. Right? choosing questions from comprehension, choosing question from the mental ability. From both the section, you should be able to choose questions and you should be able to score 100. So if you achieve that confidence, I talked about geography and doing MCQs every day, right? In addition to that, the current trend in the UPSC prelims is that you have to integrate mains preparation with it, right? So there are 40% questions within the prelims that require a deeper thinking, deeper analysis. You cannot just superficially know on surface level and go to the exam. Earlier it used to be like that, be familiar with the facts and concepts and go to exam. It is not like that. There is a surety of knowledge. There is certainty of knowledge. It requires in the exam. So you have to be certain. You should know it. At least 200 to 250 word content you should know about certain core concepts. That you will know only when you integrate mains preparation with the prelims preparation. So geography 30 years prelims plus last 10 years mains question papers. So every day I asked about MCQs. In addition to that, questions related to the same topic which are part of the previous year mains questions, you take them, voluntarily try to answer them, right? 3 hours they will teach you and everyone will teach you in such a way that you will understand. Not a single faculty will teach in such a way that you don't understand anything. In the class also you can ask them for clarification, they will clarify. After the class also they will clarify. If at all you have, because some people will have problem with economics or geography or environment, right? Something technical. Everyone will explain. After making, after noting down so many, facts, examples, ideas from the class, listening and understanding, going back, you should be in a position to pick up a relevant question and answer 150 to 250 word content, right? So anybody who does that from the beginning, not only prelims becomes very easy to clear, but you will maintain the momentum for the mains examination, right? So daily answer rating, what it does is that it will sharpen your thinking process, right? It will also diversify in the sense that the entire examination is also an exercise of developing multiple perspectives, right? What is the meaning of perspective? Drushtikona, right? Viewpoint. So for example, there is a farmer protest that is happening near Delhi. They are not allowed to enter the Delhi. So an agricultural scientist will have a different perspective on the issue, right? A social activist, a rights activist will have a different perspective. Politician, a minister will have a different perspective. An IAS officer working in the department, they will have a different perspective. Farmers themselves will have perspective. Within farmers, rich farmers will have a different perspective. Poor farmers will have a different perspective on the same issue, right? So if you can gather all the different viewpoints on one particular issue, right, your answer will be rich with ideas. Your essay will be rich with so-called dimensions. We call them perspectives. The essay is all about giving your diverse perspectives on a given topic, right? Similarly, in the interview, for any given question, any question that is asked, you will have different viewpoints to share. That creates interest in us, to listen, to further follow up with another, good question. So that ability you have to develop, and that can be developed only through 3 things: every day, compulsory reading of editorials, right? If you are not reading daily newspaper editorial, only relying on any YouTube content, you are not going to develop this quality. Your factual knowledge will improve, right? Your knowledge will improve, but the thinking will not improve. Got it? So watch YouTube videos, but only after actually reading the newspaper. Second thing, daily answer writing. So that is why Secure Initiative and the previous year questions. Anybody who writes at least one current affairs question answer every day and one static taken from the previous year related to what you are learning on the same day. Current affair, so you can listen to this very carefully. Current affair, don't wait for current affair classes, current affair magazines. So you can pick up secure question related to any important current issue. Try to learn on your own and try to answer your own. It may consume 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, or even 5 hours also. It happens. If somebody who wants to crack this examination in just one attempt, if somebody is sitting in this room, anyone tries to attempt, pick up a question from Secure Initiative and, you have to read 2 to 3 articles on that, note down so many points, organize, them together, structure and come up with a decent answer. It will take minimum 2 hours to write one answer. It may take 4 hours also in the beginning. Right? If you stay with the process, if you start doing this and if you stay with the process, after 2 to 3 months, the time will get reduced to 1 hour. Right? And you will start writing 2 or 3 answers. And if you again continue with this, you will develop the ability of writing 4 to 5 answers within 1 hour. The reason is the thinking has improved and you are familiar with all these issues and the current issues are recurring in nature. You would have gained the required certain knowledge. So it reduces the time. If you don't start now, fearing that, to write one answer I'm spending 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. If you attempt it after 6 months, even then it will take 2 hours, 3 hours or 4 hours. And if you try to attempt after prelims, the God will only save you. Right? So be intelligent. Right? Everyone, when I look at you, so everyone is capable, everyone is having dream. Right? I mean, to make that dream into a reality is not a rocket science. Not at all a very big thing. It is just our, willingness, that willpower. You strengthen that. You have to do a self-talk. Right? Do a self-talk. You have to develop that willpower and start doing it. It's okay to fail. It's okay to write a wrong answer. It's okay to try 2 to 3 times, try to write various variations of the answer. Stick with it. It's okay to compromise something and be with this particular process. You may lose something today. You may lose, let us say, doing optional or doing something else because you are doing something significant. It's perfectly fine. And also don't worry about what is lost. Some people, worry so much about, if they have not attended 2 class or lost 1 week of time. It is not going to affect at all. This entire preparation is so beautiful. Everything gets patched up in the later. There is nothing called, there is no fixed syllabus that you are losing something. You will eventually encounter that topic, that subject later in the process. So don't worry about the last time. Right? Again, that is an excuse. In my opinion, that's an excuse, to stay in that zone in the past. Right? For not doing currently something that requires your, time and energy. Idagide yarigadru? Has it happened to you? Not yet. It will happen. Did you understand what I just told you? Were you able to understand? All of you. And then, I usually don't like to share the personal things. Whatever, we learnt through the process of this UPSC guidance, building this institution. So in 2014, came empty-handed. So before that, I worked as PDO for 2 years, Panchayat Development Officer. I had cracked the KS examination in 2011, whose result came in 13. There was corruption, the list was cancelled, and then the actual result came in 2020. Right? So didn't join KS 2013, didn't fight for it, left it. And then UPSC, I gave interview in 2010. I had scored 10 marks in the interview. So I had missed rank by 2 marks. So then I had this hobby and interest of, blogging. So I had fought with my father, even though not so well off, we had bought a computer because I felt fascinated with the technology. So when we had started in 2006, Google had just entered in 2003 or 4, right? The blogging had entered, Facebook, everything. We had something called Orkut before Facebook. So we wanted to experiment and wanted to express what I was learning. So I used to write every day at least 150 to 200 words on anything I used to read. In a very radical way also I used to write. Right, writing so radical, if somebody, I deleted all of them. Right. So if somebody had read them, you would have labeled me as a Naxal. Right. Or a terrorist or something like that. I used to write like that. When you are 21, 22, you have that. You want to fight corruption, you want to fight injustices, you want to, be like Bhagat Singh. So, right. So then it got slightly matured, the writing and all. And by the time when all the doors closed, I left PDO because I thought I'm going to crack UPSC. I went interview, and after that KS happened, and I had got admission into Tata Institute of Social Science, and I cancelled that, thinking I'm going to get this KS post within 1 week, 1 month, something like that. So all the doors got shut. So what I started doing was I started the daily answer writing challenge. Right. In 2013, coincidentally, the syllabus got changed. The pattern got changed in the UPSC exam. Till 2013, you had 2 optionals and 2 GS papers. Right. And till 2011, you had optional in prelims examination. You had optional in prelims. Morning, if you had geography or anthropology, that paper. In the afternoon, CSAT plus GS combined, another paper. Both the marks used to get clubbed, and the cutoff used to be like 240, 250, 270, something like that. So those who were good in the optional, they would score really well and pass the examination. So 13, when they introduced 4 GS paper, essay paper, because by then I was familiar with the internet. So I had written so many articles, I had explored nooks and corners of the internet, like where were the sources and all. So I started writing the post how to prepare for GS 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I introduced daily answer writing concept, because I used to score well in the GS, and my essay score used to be in top 3 in 3 attempts, like out of 200, 119, 120, 121, like that. So I attributed that for the blogging. So I thought people are sitting in different corners of the country. Internet is a very beautiful tool. I'll post question every day. Those who were visiting, people started visiting my website after the pattern change. I started writing about the UPSC, how to prepare and all. So people started following, and then did daily answer writing. If you had written an answer, I was evaluating it. I was giving the feedback. So what started in 2013, then I named it as the Secure Initiative. Not a single day it has stopped. Even today, if you go and open the website, the secure questions will be there. So one question to increase to 4, then 6, and then on a daily basis we post 7 to 8 questions picked from different editorials. And Srushti Deshmukh used to be a regular answer contributor in the Secure Initiative. She came like 1 month ago. Nagarjun had come here to do a session. She also came online live. She said she used to write every day secure answers. So as far as I remember, she used to write minimum 3 to 4 answers every day, post in the comment section, review others' answers. So like this, it got decentralized, anybody could sit anywhere, and there used to be these great people, nobody told them. They saw the initiative, they grabbed the opportunity, they started writing. It was a free initiative, and they became toppers. Next year, Anu Kumari, she got All India rank 2. She used to write secure answers. She used to follow, there is one DC Kalburgi, Fauzia Taranam. So she used to follow the secure initiative when it started, right? And she has written an article on the website also, right? So like this, people started following the initiative, started getting the ranks. And 14, I came to Bangalore and started institution with around 40 students. What I was doing on the website, I started implementing in the real. Started giving 10 questions every day. I told them no teaching, no spoon feeding. You have to read by yourself. What I'm going to do, giving you question, make you write answers. I'm going to evaluate, right? And every day I'm going to be with you, conduct the test. So out of 40, some 15 people stayed back. All got scared away. How can you write every day so many answers, right? So we got 5 ranks in that batch. All India rank 8. Nitish is the DC of Raichur in Karnataka. If anybody is from Raichur, Sindhanur, you can go and tell him. He used to be part of that batch in the beginning. and then other 3 IAS officers, one is in Gujarat, one is in UP, and one is in Andhra Pradesh. One got IRS income tax, Satish Reddy. He got ranked 95. If he had got ranked 93, he would have got IAS. So he is Joint Commissioner of Income Tax in the Mumbai. The reason I am telling this, I maintained consistency on the website. Started posting questions, started posting current affairs quiz, right? Similar thing I started doing in the offline. The only reason Insights has grown successful, we were able to deliver result, the only reason is consistency. Right? If you had experimented on and off at something, it wouldn't have happened. So I started getting, luckily good people who are making use of this. Even though we get few students, but what is my innate desire is that everyone can be like that. And it is a very big puzzle that I am unable to decode. Like, you come till here, you want to be this, you really want to work hard, that is there in your mind, you feel that, you want to do that. But for some reason you stop doing that. Right? So if you can have that, self introspection and self talk, when there is some deviation, slap yourself and come back on the track. Keep doing this. You are 100% going to crack this examination. You are in the correct place, in the right place, with the right people, right atmosphere. So even before coming here, I did a mock interview session with one girl, like for 1 hour. She had come from Hyderabad only to have half an hour to 45 minutes conversation with me. Right? Agriculture graduate. So every day I do 8 to 10 mock interviews. Right? When you walk into that building, you will come across people who have cleared mains. Right? So you will come across people who have topped this exam, who are into IPS, who are into Indian Forest Service, Revenue Service, acting as mentors, again preparing for the examination. So in the very, not like within the 100-meter radius here, you have everything to crack this examination. You don't have to sit like, Srishti Deshmukh in her home in Bhopal and, like Ekalavya, you don't have to follow the website. Like Anu Kumari, she gave interview in NDTV. So I saw that, the wall was like all, it was like, about to fall down or something, in the background. She came from a very poor background. She relied on something we have never met, right? So she relied on the website and she cracked the examination. So my question is, when you have come here, when you are in front of us, when you are in the facility, so what is stopping you from achieving the success? Right? You know the answer. Right? You know the answer. Don't fall in relationships. If already fallen, maintain the stability. Right? If already fallen, made that choice, not mistake. Don't fight. Right? Don't give importance to that. Right? Tell whoever it is. Maintain peace, harmony, calmness, right, for next 2 to 3 years. And allow me to focus on this, single-minded focus. Right? You're not a 1%, 2% of your mind should be, focusing on unwanted stuff. Once you achieve this goal, like the world is yours, right? You can do so many things. And secondly, very soon, don't start thinking of other options. Right? So at least give yourself minimum 1 year of intense preparation of 10 to 12 hours dedication. Right? Try out in the examination. After that only you start thinking about other options, what other people are doing. Till then, absolutely don't think about anything. Right? Kastano, Sukano, whatever it is. Keep coming back and keep doing it. Right? So the reason I was giving the example of Secure, it was passion for me. When I started posting questions and all. So I got married in 2000. I'll remember 2014 January 25 and 26 2 days. Even on the day of my marriage, 8:30 ತಾಳಿ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಿತ್ತು 8:30. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I posted secure questions. Right? I bought time. I went, sat in a room like closed. read all the papers quickly and made questions, posted them. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ತಾಳಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. That was self-responsibility. I felt because so many people are writing answers, right? So I thought many people will be waiting for these questions, they want these questions. So this is my obligation. So I did that. And if I look back at the till age of 31, I didn't have a cycle, I didn't have a scooter, we didn't have a home, nothing, absolutely zero. When in 2020 the KS order came, for all other people, I didn't even look at it. I don't know where the letter went. I didn't even think about it. By then, Nandini KR, who got rank in 2016, had become additional commissioner of commercial taxes, and I was supposed to get joining order for the commercial tax officer. The fate had, reversed. Our students were becoming IAS and bosses and all, right? So, purely because of consistency, not because of intelligence and willpower. You do it, come what may, what is the circumstance. If you take it as the self responsibility, you have to just do it. Then you start seeing the results. So slightly extrapolating what I did, I took this as formula in life, right? One is good intention, right? Second one is the sincerity, pramanikate, sincerity in what you are doing, right? You know why, the good intention. The third one is the consistency, right? Doesn't listen to criticism, listen to your heart, doesn't listen to all the negative voices, right? Just keep doing it, be consistent. So what I did was, with this courage, with this formula which I got in the last 10 years, I went to Davangere and I said I'll become member of parliament, right? Zero political background, zero political patronage, right? Nothing, no identity in politics, zero identity. We entire Davangere, some 20-30 people would have known that I am from Insights IAS, something like that. Zero. But I applied the formula. Every day I worked for 12 to 14 hours. I did 650 kilometers Padayatra, went to villages. I was not like that earlier. I was not into talking to people, giving speeches like in public and all. I didn't know how to give speech also, right? That too, in colloquial Kannada, in the local Kannada. So here we keep speaking in English. I learnt in the process, kept doing it again and again. So in the beginning, 2 to 3 months, everyone was like, he will come and he will go, right? People like this, we have seen so many. After 8 months, the entire constituency started talking that he is going to be the winner this time as the next Davangere MP. It scared so much, the CM of the state had to come and tell openly that don't give a single vote to Vinay Kumar, right? You want me or you want Vinay Kumar? It was the CM of the state, Chief Minister of the state. I am a very common man, right? I mean, nobody, literally nobody. How did that happen? Again, not because of any money or extraordinary intelligence or anything, purely because of willpower, doing something that is uncomfortable. You may not be comfortable doing it, but do it. You had a good purpose. I felt like educated people should be there in the parliament. So there is a famous quote by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, you are condemned to rule by evil people, bad people, when good people stay away from the politics, right? So I consider myself as a good people, right? So good intention, coming from the education, poor back, whatever it is. So I felt that. But the reason again, the reason why I'm talking about, right? One, nan ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ. Second, it is not just about that. It is, just imagine from my perspective. MP constituency is not something, is a ward or MLA constituency, 8 MLA constituencies, 2000 villages, right? 2000 booths, 1200 villages. I traveled to 900 villages. Almost I visited every temple, every, colony, met every leaders, all in the course of 8 to 10 months. I stayed there, like totally, like, and I was so happy that the formula was working, right? And after that also, I am now traveling across the Karnataka now. So I've been to Bidar, Gulbarga, Yadgiri so many times. So you people have come to Bangalore, right? All you need to is travel between your room to class, class to the mentor's chamber, right? All you need to do is listen to the class, go back to room, in your AC room with good fan, with good lighting, wherever you are, take a notebook, take a pen, what you learnt in the class, just write the answer. No need to do Padayatra, right? No need to train the way people get trained to, climb Mount Everest. Physical hardship, mental hardship, right? You don't have to spend money, like, bribe anyone here, right? Sponsor any events, nothing. All you have to spend is to eat, to stay alive, basically, right? Stay healthy and to take care of daily needs. So you people are in a very comfortable position here, right? All you need to do is do whatever we are asking you to do. So to score 100 plus in paper 1, have a target of solving minimum 20,000 MCQs during the course of next 1.5 years. Right, 20,000 MCQs target, right? So every day you can start with 10 questions, then slowly increase it. Even if you do every day 10, how many questions in a year? 3,600, right? So weekly we are giving you tests, 50 question test plus 100 question test, right? And then on the website every day we post 20 MCQs, 10 from previous 10. So if you increase that number to 20, 30 MCQs, eventually you will do 20,000. Add to that so many mock tests. Do that. Keep revising. CSAT, what you need to do is that in addition to solving all the previous year CSAT questions, you need to go one level higher up and start doing questions from the CAT, GMAT, and other UPSC examinations where these aptitude questions are there, right? So we post 5 questions every day on the website. You can start doing those 5 questions every day, right? English comprehension you will improve only by reading editorials, thinking about it, and writing the answers, the passage part, right? I was talking about 3 things earlier. One, reading newspaper. Second, writing. The third part is reading fiction or non-fiction books, right? How many of you are doing that? Reading any books apart from Lakshmikant, apart from Spectrum? Adunu shuru madilla, but which books you read? Tripathi. Good, very good. At least you started. Should move beyond those books. Yeah. Good. Purna Chandra Tejasvi. Karwalo. Very good. Then? Good. Start with Chetan Bhagat, but move ahead into other authors. Good. Atomic Habit. So, good. Self-help books, finish as soon as possible, move beyond those books. Right. So, there are, a variety of books. This internet on agidida. So usually every year on Twitter, I'm there on the Twitter. So, people like Barack Obama, Bill Gates, and so many, like even Elon Musk, what they do is that they put a list of books that year they have found very thoughtful, useful, intellectual, right? So, like President Obama's summer 2024 books. So he has listed I think 10 books here, right? So you don't have to buy all the 10 books. Just see what these books are about, right? You can go and buy, like 1 or 2 books. On Amazon, they will be available. So of course you have to log in. So there you will see, book recommendations by the people. And if you come to me, I will also give you a list of books to read. Right? Have a target of minimum 10 books in a year. Minimum 10, ideally non-fiction books. So you can choose books on the emerging technologies like, artificial intelligence, quantum computing, right? So there are variety of books like climate science, right? Something related to like, gene, genetics, biotechnology. There are books written on the mind. There are books written on the human behavior, right? So you choose area of interest, but at least 10 diverse books, but within them it can be 2 or 3 broad themes. One can be related to development, right? One can be related to democracy or geopolitics. This is extremely important. I use the word extremely important because now when I am doing mock interviews right now, when people put hobbies and interests, right, in the detailed application form, I see meditation, jogging, cooking, cycling, walking, gymming, right, traveling, most of these hobbies. How can I have 20 minutes to half an hour conversation on these hobbies? They must be there with you. There is nothing wrong with these hobbies. They should be there. You have to do meditation, do walking, do jogging, do gymming, everything. Fitness is very important. Put them. I'm not saying don't put them in the detailed application form. But in addition to that, there is something called interests, right? So you may be in syllabus, artificial intelligence is not mentioned. It is mentioned computers and robotics, right? But you are from a sociology background or agriculture background. AI has nothing to do with your academics, are right, but you have developed interest in artificial intelligence. You are very curious. How is it going to impact humanity? How is it going to impact so many disciplines, so many sectors, so many aspects of human life? You develop voluntarily. So you develop that interest only when you start reading newspaper very religiously. Eventually you will figure out there are 2 to 3 things that are very interesting for you. So once you identify that interest, start buying books related to that and start reading about. Again, deeper knowledge about those interests. So in interview, most likely the questions are going to be on those interests. If you mention blogging about developments in the artificial intelligence or reading journals with respect to impact of AI on healthcare or education sector or creativity or literature, something, right? So I'll be very curious to understand from you because this is something that is cutting edge, that is something impacting each and everyone, right, everywhere. So I want to know what are the new perspectives that you have got. So that kind of interview is again less than 2 or 3% in the entire. Even if 3,000 people become eligible, I think less than 5% people actually have the strong reading habit. So I want personally each one of you to be in that bracket. All it requires is picking up like 10 books related to 2 broad themes and you can start reading. Even if you read only 10 to 15 minutes every day just before the sleep. 15 minutes every day just before the sleep. If you read 5 to 10 pages, right, you will complete 1 book in a month. It doesn't take much time. Just before sleep, forget about your optional GS, newspaper, everything. Take the book. For 15 minutes you read about it and go to sleep. You will get good sleep also. In sleep, these ideas, these thoughts, they also subconsciously come, right? And then you don't have to spend the entire day, even if it is interesting. So have a discipline. In 1 month you will complete, even if it is a bulky book. And that is going to make huge difference in your personality and in your preparation. Your essay will look very good, right? So you will start, start getting interested in ideas. Once you start reading a book, you will become more curious in other aspects, whether even if it is modern history, even if it is art and culture. So you will not see art and culture only from the sake of the examination. You will develop more curiosity, right? Syllabus, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡಂತ so you can give now, give. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಒಂದು 5 ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡು, they will share. It's just a syllabus copy, you can have the syllabus copy with you. Do you remember I talked about perspectives? This whole exercise is about developing perspective. And if you succeed in doing that, right? Essay, the target marks, we talked about prelims, like 100+ in paper 1 and around 100 in CSAT. 66.6 plus is the target, but you should have 100, your ambitious target. Once you become eligible for mains, so your entire rank is determined by how you perform in the mains examination. Mains plus interview combined score will decide you whether you are going to get IAS or IPS or Indian Foreign Service. So to be in the top 100, right, going by the current trend, to be in top 100 going by the current trend, we have to score around 1000 marks, 1000 to 1010 marks, mains plus interview. It can be 215 in the interview, right, and 785 in the mains, right. 215 is the highest marks given in the interview. Are you aware of this? Out of 275, 215, 215 is the highest marks. So that to be in the bracket of between 215 to 200. Perspectives, right? Ability to engage the panel, all the 5 members. 5 members who come from 5 different disciplines, 5 different set of like 30 years of experience, expertise. You have to engage 5 people. So 215, 210, 209, 206, 204, 201. Like that you will go on getting the score, right? That plus I said 785 in the mains. So that is just 40 marks above the cutoff. For general the cutoff was around 741 or something last year in the mains. So plus another 40 extra marks in the mains and highest marks in the interview, you are in the top 100. IAS, IPS or Indian Foreign Service definitely assured, right? Now you have to see entire preparation apart from all the philosophical, psychological stuff I talked about till now, from the practical angle of from every day onwards, right, from one day to another day, increasing your depth of knowledge and improving your skills of answer writing, improving your skill of within answer writing, how you write introduction, how you create the body structure, how you present your answer, how well you write your conclusion. They should be tangible, visible improvements from day to another day. Everything culminating, everything going towards a direction where you score 140 to 150 marks in the essay paper, right? Just note down the marks. I'll tell, like, what are the ideal targets for mains. 150, you can make 2 columns, right? Ideal target and practical. How you can practically achieve, when you are at Inside IAS, taking the feedback, guidance of everyone. Ideal marks, practical means which you can practically, achieve. So 150 essay paper. That is the ideal. 150, right? Practically 135. That is something like if you write 20-30 essays from now onwards to till your next means, you can actually get 130 plus or 135 you write. GS paper 1, ideal 110, practical 90. So paper 1, the trend is that it is very difficult to, in GS paper 1 in mains, it is very difficult to score 100 plus nowadays. So you see most of the topper scores are around 90 around. So you can write 90, ideally 110. Paper 2, ideal 125, practical 110. GS paper 2. General Studies paper 2. Right. Paper 3 again 110 ideal score, 95 practical. Right, 95. GS4 ideal 135. Practically you can score 120 or even 125, 120 you can write. Optional ideal 300. Practical 280. Interview again ideal score, let's say 206. 215 is only given to 1 or 2 people. 206. Practical 193. Right. So now you total both the scores. What is the total of ideal score? 1136. So that is all India rank 1. What is the only mains total in the ideal score? Huh? 930. So 930 is slightly 20-30 marks higher than the last year topper. That is ideal. All India rank 1 got 899 last year. Right. In 2022, 23 mains. Before that it was 907. Before that 2021 mains it was 927. 927 was the highest marks in mains. 930 something you are getting, right? 930. Plus interview. So ideal is all India rank 1. So what about the practical total mains and 1023. So that is mains plus interview. What about only mains? Eight? 830. So 830, right? Practical. So if you score 830 and if you score 190 plus, you are in the top 30 rank. Top 30, all India top 30. Right? So if you are in the 1030 or 1040, the total marks, you are in the all India top 30 or top 25 marks. So let us say that you score 170 in the interview. 830 here, 170 in the interview, still you are in the top 100. Right? Or let us say that you score 30 marks less in the mains, again 190 or 200 in interview, again you are in the top 100. But if you take a middle path between the ideal and the practical, right? Whatever I told in the beginning, those many answers, those many essays, right? Including solving 10 years of optional question papers, plus answering at least 200 extra questions in optional. So that will get you 270 plus in the optional. Now when it comes to optional trend, chasing 300 plus is a foolish act. Irrespective of how well you know the subject, how expertise you have gained in the subject, it is difficult to score 300 plus in the optional. So don't be mad, and even if you didn't study mathematics, don't go for mathematics, right? Thinking that you love mathematics, you scored 99 in 12th or 10th. Don't do that. It's waste of time. Spending 5 hours, 6 hours every day. Go for those optional which require less effort, about which you are also passionate, and you really like the subject, and the objective is to score 275 to 280 score. You have to spend more time with respect to the other 1250 marks in the mains, that is essay and 4 GS papers. So optional, you can somehow, like, in 6 to 7 months you will gain something, but when it comes to scoring out of 1250, the target should be around 600 from essay plus 4 GS papers. To achieve that, right? So it requires lots of efforts every day, because all of you, honestly speaking, the people who are sitting in this classroom, right, 99.9% haven't read the Hindu newspaper, right, in your life. You might have done 1 week ago, started 1 month ago, maybe 6 months ago, or even 1 year ago, but not a single soul. I don't think, maybe there is 1 or 2 people who started reading the Hindu or anything, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Very unlikely, very unlikely. Not a single soul who started reading something about, general knowledge, books related to general awareness, right? The one I was speaking about, right, during your school, college days. None. Very few people would have tried essay writing, essay competition, maybe some 3-4% here. None of you have done that so far. And none of you have written any answers on political science, sociology, economy, geography, art and culture. Daily answer writing, right? 30 word, 40 word, 50 word answers, 10th last, I think. After that, maybe if you have done BA, BCom, BSc, I don't know, there you would have done that, but mainly in the examination, not outside the examination as a day to day. So because you are kind of a blank slate, somebody who hasn't done all these things, logically you have to give more time for these things from now onwards, right? So if this time is going to be consumed by some optional that is not going to fetch you good marks, right? Even if you are an expert, they are not going to give 300 plus anymore. That is the trend in the UPSC right now. The scores are decreasing for all the optionals. So you will start seeing very rarely 1 or 2 people getting 300 plus. Every topper will have 280, 290 in the optional, right? The most famous optionals are sociology, political science, anthropology, right now, these 3, followed by literature, geography, public administration. These are the most popular. But if you have done agri, BSc and masters, really good with agri, you can go with agri optional. And during your graduation in medical science, if you really did well, right, in all the subjects, you can go with medical science. Law, if you really did well in the law, you can go with the law. But you didn't do well during the graduation, and again, if you have to put similar effort, the ones you put during graduation, now for the optional, then don't go for them, right? There is no advantage, innate advantage. So go for them only, you don't have to put extra efforts right now. You got the logic. Otherwise, you are going to compromise the GS part. You have to achieve lots of depth for all the concepts here. You cannot just superficially read. Second, I have given the marks, everything. The ideal target can be achieved if you are exceptional, right? And here at Insights, there is a scope for it, right? So we know what gets you 150 or even 160 marks in the essay paper. We know what gets you 215 marks in the interview. We can tell you precisely, do this, right? Develop these qualities, right? Do practice like this. So you are going to get 215 in the interview, 150 in the essay. So all our teachers know, right? They will tell you how to write answers, what to read to score 100 plus, 120 plus in GS papers. Ethics, we know how to write the case study to score the highest marks. Per case study, your target should be 14 to 15 marks, out of 20, 25 marks. So per questions in the section A, the target should be around 6 marks. What kind of answer gets you 6 marks? We have the expertise, we have the experience here. So we will tell you only if what? If you do it and if you are willing to do it. So ideally you can go on to get 900. Even practically, even if you just with on and off, with not so perfect thing, if you can do everyday exercise, right? And whatever I've been asking you to do, 800 plus you can score in the mains examination. So this is the fact, this is the reality, right? So these kind of orientations, we can tell you that read our notes, you will get everything. But so what I have talked about is the practical issues. So what practically it takes to crack this examination, right? So don't get motivated only for half an hour, 1 hour, right? When you go back to your room, right? Be that individual who is willing to sacrifice, who has the strong willpower, right? Open our website. Our website is the Bible. Every day you have question and answers. Even if you are hesitant, to meet our mentor, you can just take photo of what answer you have written, just put it in the comment box. Create anonymous account in the, discuss. There is a comment section, right? If you don't want to reveal yourself, post. We actually evaluate. Every answer that is posted is evaluated with a detailed evaluation. So that also is there, right? Essay. If you write every week and post, so that is also evaluated. And the best essay is getting 2,000 rupees. You can write 4 essays and earn 8,000 in a month. If it is the best essay in the weekly essay challenge, right? Every month those who write regular secure answers, so we identify one individual, I think we are giving 1,000 or 2,000 rupees to that fellow also. See, it has come to this point, right? We have to bribe people, incentive and make them, right? Earlier it was not like Srushti Deshmukh and all, no, they would do on their own. And everybody has seen our videos here. Everybody wants to be, like our topper, be that personality, but you have to do, right? So without putting your ideas and dream into action, it is not going to happen. And be mindful of the personality aspect also, because I keep taking mock interviews. People gain so much knowledge till the mains examination. They write answers, they write good essays. They fail to communicate their ideas. And that is something, let us assume that you write 26 attempt and crack in the very first attempt, prelims, mains. And by September, October 2026, you will start preparing for the interview, right? So at that point of time, you should not struggle with respect to interview. See this examination as 1 unit, right? Not parts like prelims, mains and interview. I see it's a very practical problem. I mean, people immediately after mains got over, I did a session. I want people, like, forget about who you were, what you did. Immediately start preparing for the interview from now, today itself. They had 3 months advantage, right? But people have self-doubt. They don't know if they are going to crack mains or not. So they take up optional, they join coaching for optional and start doing something like that. And I told them your interview could be on the very first day or in the very first week. And it became a reality. Many people who attended the session, who didn't prepare for the interview, now they have only 10 to 15 days window to transform their personality, right? To do good in the interview. And what UPSC did earlier, there used to be only detailed application form after prelims. After your prelims result was out, you had to fill only one detailed application form. In that you had to put everything, your education, higher education, job experience, hobbies and interest. Let us say prelims was over in the month of May. So by July, if the result was out, July you were putting your hobbies and interests, right? So you knew what hobbies and interests you had put in the detailed application form. You didn't have to change it later. You are not going to change it. That option is not there. So the interview would start somewhere in the January, February, right? So you had time of 6 months or 7 months or 8 months, to prepare on them. Now what UPSC has done, after prelims you have only detailed application form 1. There you cannot write hobbies and interests. Only after the mains result, right? The mains result comes after 70-80 days or like 65-70 days. After 2.5 months of writing the mains. Till then also people don't worry about hobbies and interests. Or even they don't develop also. See, Duranta exam, right? School days there are no hobbies. College days there are no hobbies. During preparation, now I am telling you, develop. No hobbies and interest. At least after writing mains, develop. No, I will wait for the result. If I pass, then I will think whether I am good in cooking, whether I am good in walking, whether I am good in meditation. And some people think I'll read more about artificial intelligence now and I'll put. Doctors think no, application of this and that in this different health models. Now I'll put this. No. So when the result comes, right, what UPSC does is that within 15-20 days they start the interview preparation. So after putting your hobbies and interest, you have only 15-20 days time for what? Why this hobby interest? So that is you, your personality basically, right? Your interests, your extracurriculars. The panel is interested, to know more about you. That it's a personality test. So the interview discussion starts from there. If that part is weak, if you haven't developed it, if you haven't thought about it, if you haven't prepared about it, so interview is going to be a random question and answer session. They can ask any random question because your DAF is weak, you haven't prepared about the DAF. They will give you opportunity, they will ask 2 to 3 questions. But if you don't do well in these questions, then they will go random and they will ask some factual question. So there is something called transcripts of interview. If you open, you will see mostly factual questions in some cases, some very thoughtful, deep questions in some cases. So the questions are like opinion based, open-ended, broad, right? And case study type of questions, like as a DC, as a SP, as a municipal commissioner, what you are going to do. That means the panel has liked you. They start with factual question. If you do well in factual, they move to opinion based questions. And if you have very objective, well thought out, opinion, logically sound, backed by strong reasons, right? So then they will move to, then in their imagination, your stature is elevating, right? Being somebody who's walked in without anything, right? So with passing every minute, in their imagination, you are coming as IAS, IPS or IFS officer. So then the nature of question will also improve, the challenging. They may ask case study questions in the end. So if you do really well in them, good, 200 plus, 195 plus. But what you write in 3 hours in the essay papers, what you write in 3 hours, like 7 minutes, one answer or 11 minutes. You know that standard? 150 words, people take 7 minutes in mains to fill 2 sides. So 11 minutes to write answer for the 250 words, right? 15 markers. So in mains, you have the luxury of time, to think for 7 minutes and write 150 words. In interview, it is just 30 to 40 seconds. The question can be as broad as that is there in the mains, or it can be even broader than what is there in the mains, right? But you have to think very fast, fraction of second, like within few seconds, and then you have to communicate your answer. Now, usually in the UPSC preparation, nobody does that day-to-day activities. You listen to the class, you go back, read, revise, you write the answer, but you don't practice this, right? So for that, again, reading non-fiction, reading editorial definitely helps, but what also helps is that healthy discussion, right? So make a group of 2 to 3 people, right? Who match your frequency, who is good, who is innately curious, right? Who is willing to learn, who is positive. So keep discussing these issues, and also come to us and also discuss these issues, right? Issues of national and international importance, issues related to the DAF. You can finalize your DAF now and start preparation actually. Imagine how that will be, right? What is stopping you? The same hobbies which I ask after you clear the mains, the same one you are going to tell. Does anybody has any unique hobby here? It can be any hobby. Hobby means something you do consistently. Nobody is forcing you, right? Nobody is telling you, but you love doing it. You have been doing it. So it can be music, it can be dance, it can be sports, playing badminton, football, cricket. All these are discovered after mains usually. They don't do. They would have done school, college, they write. Watching, playing cricket. They don't watch test match now, 5 days during mains. Right? Then they write. Yardaದ್ರು ಇದೆ any hobbies and interests? You collect what? Stamps, very good. Philately. Good. Which stamp you have? No, just hangge. Oh, very good. How many stamps you have? What about your own contribution? How many? Good. Excellent. Very good. So, let us say you have collected, see, 2000 is a very big number, philately. Come across people who have given mock interview, they say 100, 200 and all. By yourself, if you have collected 500 means, so every stamp has a history attached to it, right? Cultural significance, historical significance. So they may come out as a commemoration, some anniversary to, bring back the memory of a famous event from the past, something like that. So I might ask, just 3 events from your own stamp collection, which you are very fond of, right? Which have some kind of, historical significance. So you will mention some 3 events, right? So maybe hanging of Bhagat Singh, just example, right? Or maybe Singapore, you said, Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew, he used to be the president or something. So regarding him, there may be a stamp. So the moment you mention 2 to 3 such topics, it opens up. What opens up? The discussion, the conversation in the interview, right? So now I'm curious. So I can talk about Singapore. I can talk about if you are Japanese, right? So that is how, you start the conversation, right? Matte bere yaradru? Any other hobby? Yes. Sports alli, athletics, huh? Very good. Professional kabaddi. Till what level you have gone? Junior national. Very good. Very good. Collecting gold coins. What do you call it? Numismatics. It's called as numismatics. What? Collecting? Studying. Then collecting is called as? Collecting and studying. It is both numismatics only. So good. ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯಪ್ಪ? ಹೌದಾ? ಡೂ ಮೋರ್. ಇವಾಗಲೂ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ ಬೇಜನ್ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. Oh, very good. Cars. Good. You used to do what? Okay. Continue if possible. Borrow from those who have more. Right. So die cast, good. You can continue with that. So ಏನೇನ್ models ಇದೆಯಪ್ಪ? Which models you have? Hot Wheels. I mean, name of the brands, cars. You have classical models also or only? Okay. Good. Then what about others? Three members. Increase my percentage, I keep saying 3%, 5%, right? But yes, very good. Watercolor or good? You're good at it. Very good. Yenar award bandidiya? Prizes? ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ ಯು ಗುಡ್. ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಮಾಡಿರೋದು? ಪಡನ್ ಅಚ್ಚಾ, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಅಚ್ಚಾ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಸ್, ಅಚ್ಚಾ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಕಲ್ ಆರ್ ವೆಸ್ಟರ್ನ್? ಗುಡ್. ಓ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿದಿರಲಿ ಎ ಬಿ ಸಿ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ಎನ್ ಸಿ ಸಿ? ಗುಡ್. ಸಿ ಏನಾದರೂ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿ ಪರೇಡ್ ಆರ್? ಅಚ್ಚಾ ಅಚ್ಚಾ, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಯು ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವೆಂಟ್ ಟು ಓಕೆ. ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ವಾಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Balcony gardening. Acha, you've been doing that. Very good. No, people do kitchen gardening after passing mains, but good to know that you are already doing balcony gardening. Mostly agri students ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ kitchen gardening ಅಂತ. Or backyard horticulture. Good. Then ಬೇರೆ ಒಬ್ರು ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಓದಲ್ವಾ? Like you said, like Atomic Habit, Chetan Bhagat, and Amish Tripathi and all. So you read Sai Deepak's books. Good. Read both right and left. J. Sai Deepak antandu he writes, and he has podcast, his speeches purely rightist irtade. Nothing wrong in reading and knowing that. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಅದಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ರೀಡ್ ಡೈವರ್ಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್. ಯು ಸೆಡ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್. ಬರೆಯೋದು ವಾಟ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್? ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲ? ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲ. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್, ಗುಡ್. ಶಿ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತೆ, ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ನು. ಗುಡ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ದಟ್, ಇಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವಿಂಗ್. ಹೌದಾ? ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್. ಬೇರೆ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಅಮಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಹಾಬೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಪರ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಇಂದ ದಟ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಸ್ ಯು ಅ ಲಾಟ್ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಆಂಗಲ್ಸ್, ಮೇನ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರಿಲಿಮ್ಸ್, ಇಂಟರ್ವ್ಯೂ. ರೈಟ್, ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ your opinions, expressing your opinions on various issues. So you can open a blog, right? Or for example, I opened Barack Obama Medium anta, medium.com. There you can go and open your own website. That is what these people do, they communicate. There is wordpress.com anta ide. Go open a blog, just write. See, do this. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಯು. ಐ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಎ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ನೀವೇನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್, ರೈಟ್, ವಿತಿನ್ 2, 3, 4 months ಸಿಗ್ನಿಫಿಕೆಂಟ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದ ವೇ ಯು ಬಿಹೇವ್, ದ ವೇ ಯು ಥಿಂಕ್, ರೈಟ್, significant change. And it becomes evident when you speak in the interview, when you discuss among your peers, right? When you go to a mentor, the report comes to us, sir, I have got a very good student. Now they will be very happy, right? So so proud. ಈ ಸರಿ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಹೊಡಿತಾಳೆ ಸರಿ ಹುಡುಗಿ, ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳೋದು ಹುಡುಗಿ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ರ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಹೊಡಿತಾನೆ ಅಂತ. ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೆಲ್ ಅಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ದೇ ಶುಡ್ ಗೆಟ್ ದಟ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ when you go to them. In the beginning, you may ask all the doubts. There is nothing called silly or something. So after that, move forward, start doing these things. So writing, highest form, I think, creative expression in terms of, it can be on current affair issues, it can be creative writing. Second, reading, strong reading habit. Idನ್ನ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಕಮ್ ವಾಟ್ ಮೇ, keep doing this. These two things mostly nobody recommends. People tell they can be obstacle, they can hinder preparation. Mark my words, after 3 to 4 years it will become compulsory. It has actually become compulsory, but people haven't realized. Last year essay topics, right? ಈಗ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಸ್ಲೋ ಇದೆಯಾ? See, the topic, the doubter is a true man of science. Last topic, the doubter is a true man of science. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. ಇದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ UPSC ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿರೋದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇದು, ರೈಟ್? ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟ್ರೈ 2 essays, 1200 words each. The empires of the future will be the empires of the mind. The empires of the futures will be the empires of the mind. Forests precede civilizations and deserts follow them. Forests precede civilizations and deserts follow them. Right, idu section A. Social media is triggering fear of missing out amongst the youth, precipitating depression and loneliness. Nearly all men can stand adversity, but to test the character, give him power. Right? Nearly all men can stand adversity, but to test the character, give him power. All ideas having large consequences are always simple. Look at this topic. All ideas having large consequences are always simple. The cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. The entire session adne ಹೇಳಿದ್ ನಾನು. Right? The cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. If you don't write any answer, it's a huge cost. But start with the wrong answer, it is still the cost is less. Eventually will improve. So now the reason why I opened this essay paper is that your history, geography, economy, political science knowledge will not help in these essay topics. Whatever, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Tell me how you will use Lakshmikant here. You can use actually if you are intelligent, but again, you don't read like that. That is not also taught in the classroom. These essays cannot be taught in the class how to write. Right? It is kind of a self-discovery. You have to develop that kind of thinking. You know, they come as abstract topics. These basically what UPSC is doing last 3-4 years. They are bringing two disciplines together. Earlier they used to bring, except for the social media, all other topics they are related to different disciplines. Right? For example, forests precede civilization and deserts follow them. Right? It is related to two disciplines. What? Pardon? No, themes, the subjects in the syllabus. You can say geography and history. Yes, you can do environment and history, or art and culture and environment or history, right? So earlier there used to be a topic on one theme. Now indirectly they are bringing two different broad themes and making it a abstract topic. Similarly, the empires of the future will be the empires of the mind. You can say history and psychology, right? You can say history and psychology, or society and psychology, right? There is a psychology. So there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. This is what we call abstract, like purely a philosophical topic, right? Happiness is a question of philosophy. Why everyone cannot be happy? So what it requires to be happy? How you maintain the happiness? Why some people, Buddha, what he said? So his philosophy is around, right? Greed is the root cause of all what? Sorrow, right? So the doubter is a true man of science. A rational man or a scientific man, or man who seeks question, the one who is curious. Maybe you can say psychology and again science here, a true man of science or something. So this is one trend. These are the things that you don't study as part of the syllabus majorly, right? So this has to be done beyond the syllabus. One source, as I said, editorials and all. Another source is the Sunday magazine. You know, the Hindu has a supplement. Its name is Sunday magazine. Every Sunday, the Hindu publishes. Even the Deccan Herald also has a Sunday edition, plus our Prajavani, that also has a Sunday edition. What they do is that they review books, they publish essays every week on various, happening topics, right? Something beyond what you read in the headlines and current affairs. And also you have so many podcasts. Listen to podcasts on various themes like this. So that will enrich your ideas and will help you write. So now UPSC has made it compulsory to read other books, other things beyond the syllabus, but people haven't realized. What they do, they read toppers essays, they read any model essays generated by chat GPT or given by some institutions. They still try to memorize and write the essay. So it irritates me so much when there is no originality in the essay, when you don't reflect your true views, your thoughtfulness, something called critical thinking, analytical thinking, ability to analyze, critical thinking. When it is not evident in your essay, you are not going to score the targets I gave you, right? Ideal and practical. You have to develop. So don't treat it like a, see, optional subject is not optional, it is compulsory. It is named as optional subject. You read so much, you give so much time for it, right? Similar way, if you do for other topics like this through other sources like non-fiction and newspapers, so you are going to not only score well in essay and ethics paper, your introductions in all GS answers will be more original, more relevant and thoughtful, plus in the interview. So 275 marks there and 500 marks here in the mains, direct impact. So that is why don't, ignore this, reading books, right? So you can start with, there is one book by Yuval Noah Harari, 21 Lessons for 21st Century, right? So you can start that book. It's kind of, you can relate to that book. So I had recommended in my previous OGP also. And he has written books like Sapiens and other, like for this a basic reading. Don't treat it as itself as the, the big reading and the ultimate book. There are so many other books, right? So I had put few books in my Amazon, cart. So here, like there is one book, Lessons of History by Will Durant. So note this I think there are two books by this Will Durant, Lessons of History and The Story of Philosophy. Will Durant. There is another famous book, now good book, Co-Intelligence, Living and Working with Artificial Intelligence. Co-Intelligence, Living and Working with Artificial Intelligence. Ethan Mollick. So here it is there. Making sense of chaos. CHAOS, chaos. Making sense of chaos, a better economics for a better world. Better economics for a better world. Those who are interested in understanding economics from the layman sense. Understanding all the global economic issues, right? And then there is regarding the mind, a brief history of intelligence. Why the evolution of the brain holds the key to the future of AI. This is bringing mind and artificial intelligence. A brief history of intelligence. Max Bennett, the author, MAXBENNET, Max Bennett, the name of the author. So I given I think 4 or 5 book names. So you can buy one book, whichever interests you. Start reading, right? And then another 21 lessons for 21st century. which I mentioned. So these are the advanced books. These are the current books, which are trending. So I hope, will you read? Cares less. Will you buy first or will you download? Buy the hard copy. It's okay, invest. See, your best investment is always in the books. Right? ನೀವು ಓದ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಗುಡ್ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತದು. ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಒಂದೇ ಬುಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಳಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಬೈ ಆಲ್ ದ ಬುಕ್ಸ್. ರೈಟ್? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಒನ್ ಬುಕ್ ರೈಟ್ ನೌ. ಅದನ್ನ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಬುಕ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಂತ್. ನಾನು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ 15 minutes ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಧ, ಈಗ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, 3 hours ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ 2 hours. ಅಗೈನ್ ಟು ರೀಡ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ half an hour, 1 hour. In the beginning it is okay to read for 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours also. Take as much as time for you to understand what is there in the newspaper. It's okay. 6 hours also is okay. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ವರ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ 6 hours ವಿಲ್ ಕಮ್ ಡೌನ್ ಟು 1 hour ಇವೆಂಚುವಲಿ. ರೈಟ್? ಬಟ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ರೈಟ್? ಅದು ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 15 minutes to ಮೇ ಬಿ half an hour ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಬುಕ್ಸಿಗೆ. And then 1 to 2 hours for solving questions. 10 MCQs. In the actual preliminary exam, you solve 100 questions in 2 hours. Prelims alli. Correct? 100 questions in 2 hours. You spend 1 hour and do only 10 questions. Every day. Right? Make it enjoy solving the questions. Don't get scared. If you don't know, be very happy that you don't know something. You can learn currently, right? Develop that attitude. So just maintain the consistency. In the going forward, what will happen? We may do 2 classes, like we will add CSAT, then we will add optional to it. So within the classroom, you will start spending like 6 to 8 hours. Fine. But beyond that, reserve 6 hours minimum every day for self-study. Right? Whether it is class 8 to 10 hours, whatever it is, 6 hours of self-study is must every day. 2 hours for newspaper, 2 hours for solving and writing questions, revision plus reading other books. So 6 hours you maintain the consistency for next 1.5 years. No force in this world can stop you from getting the rank. Nobody can stop you. You will definitely achieve it. So in this session I have given you all the required tools, guidance and everything, and the onus, the responsibility of implementing them is on you. Don't be again ordinary individual who listens here, who goes back and does nothing about it. And seriously think about your hobbies. Try developing them. Your hobbies, again, not sports, dance, music. If it was there, good. Now new interests, books, 2 to 3 interests, and they have overlapping, importance with all the GS paper also and all the essay papers. So you are not going to waste time. Don't think that you are going to waste. Right? And also another thing is English literature is important for the essay papers. Right? I forgot to mention English literature or even Kannada literature. In the 1200 word essay, if you can quote 1 or 2 books from literature, that gets you 10 extra marks in the essay paper. Right? So you can read books or you can read review of the books. I said every Sunday the supplement comes. You can read that. You can read the summary. There are audio books available. Right? So usually one audio book in 1 to 2 hours you can complete also, the small books. So that also you can do. So wish you all the best. And the question bank is available for people who have paid complete fees. Just a small incentive so that everyone pay the complete fees here. And those who pay complete fees, so we are going to give 2 years of mentorship, like unlimited. Anyway, it is there, already it is there. You can walk in anytime, you can talk to us, you can squeeze us, like we want you to become toppers. Right? So why this emphasis on full fees is that, right, it is truly valuable. I mean, in Delhi they charge to 1,95,000 for only foundation course. No answer writing, no essay writing, no personal mentorship, no integrated test series, prelims cum mains, nothing. Right? You are giving somewhere around 1 lakh here and getting so much, right? From the founder of the institution to everyone is in your service. Everyone is available. No arrogance. Everyone talks to you. Everyone is willing to guide. and I have something called, Mission 100. We want 100 ranks from Karnataka, right? So that is something I'm very passionate about. So that is why spending so much time to explain things in detail. I hope you will all imbibe this and start implementing from now onwards, right? ಆ ಡೋರಿಂದ ಹೊರಗೆ ಹೋದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ನೀವು ಆಗ್ಬೇಡ್ರಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಬಿ ಎ ಚೇಂಜ್ಡ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. IAS ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕಥೆನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಅದು, ರೈಟ್? ಹಂಡ್ರೆಡ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಇನ್ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಅಂಡ್ ಹೌ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಲೈಫ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಅಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾರ್ಡಿನರಿಲಿ ಬಿಗ್ ರೋಲ್, ದಟ್ ಜಾಬ್. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್, ಅವಿನಾಶ್ ಅಂತಂದು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಅಂತ ಕಡೂರ್ ಅಂತಂದು. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟೈನಾ, ಬ್ಯೂನಸ್ ಏರಿಯಸ್. ಕಡೂರಲ್ಲಿ, ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟೈನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ರೈಟ್? ವೆರಿ ಪೂರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು, ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟೆಲಿಜೆಂಟ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್. 3-4 years he worked hard and is in ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂಡ್ ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟೈನಾ, 2 ದೇಶಗಳ ಮಧ್ಯೆ ಬರೀ 3 ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಫಾರಿನ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶಕ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ರೈಟ್, ಇಲ್ಲ 5,000 ಜನ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ IAS ಆಫೀಸರ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದೇನು? ಆ ರೋಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವೇನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದೇನು? ಕೈ ಕುಯ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬ್ಲಡ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ರೈಟ್? ಯು ನಾಟ್ ಇವನ್ ಸ್ವೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ಯಸ್, ನೋ ಸ್ವೆಟಿಂಗ್. ನೋಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ AC, ರೈಟ್? ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಫರ್ಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ರಿ, ಬೇಡ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ರೂಮ್ ಇದು, ರೈಟ್? ಆಡು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾವೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದು, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿ. ಅದೇ ಗಾಂಧಿದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತಂದು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ, ಯು ಡೂ ಯುವರ್ ರೋಲ್, ಯುವರ್ ಜಾಬ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಟು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು, ಗೈಡ್ ಯು. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್ ಇದು, ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ OGP ಬ್ಯಾಚಿಗೂ ವಿ ಗಿವ್ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಎಂಡ್, ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಜೆಸ್ಚರ್. ಕುಚ್ ಮೀಠಾ ಹೋ ಜಾಯ್ ಅಂತಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಡ್ಬರಿನ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಕೊಡಪ್ಪ, ನೀವೆಷ್ಟು ತಿನ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ಈಗ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಏನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಬಂದೇ ಬರುತ್ತದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಾವು ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಿಮಗೆ, ರೈಟ್? ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಟೀಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೆಂಟಲ್ coaches also, right? To whom we can recommend, right? Who actually help. ಮುಂಚೆ ಒಬ್ರು ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರು ಬೇರೆ ರೋಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹೂ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಫ್ರೀ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ವಿತ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಟು ದಟ್. ಹಂಗೆ ಏನಾರು ಇದ್ದಾಗ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಲೋನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಬೇಡ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಬ್ಯಾಟಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಲೋನ್. ಏನೇ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇದ್ರೂ ಸೀಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್. ಪ್ರೆಷರ್, ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಆಂಗ್ಸೈಟಿ ಇದ್ದಾಗ, ಸೊ ಸೀಕ್ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್, ಓಕೆ? ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಬಂದು ನನ್ನ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಟಿಶ್ಯೂ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ, ಓನ್ಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಳಬೋದು ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ, ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ. ಅಳೋ ಬಂತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನಾನಂತೂ ಅಳಲ್ಲ, ನಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ನೀವು ಹೊತ್ತಾಗ ಐ ನೋ ಹೌ ಟು ಮೇಕ್ ಯು ಲಾಫ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮರ್ ಇದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನು. ಸೊ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಕಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶೇರ್ ಆಲ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್? ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಎ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ ಮಾರಲ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಟು ಎನಿವನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್. ವಿ ಗಿವ್ ಯು ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಗೈಡೆನ್ಸ್, ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್? ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅದೇ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ದಟ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಟು ಎನಿವನ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎಂಡ್. ಯಾರೋ ಟೀಚರ್ ಭಾಳ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಂದ್ರೆ ದೇವ್ರು ಅಂತ ಭಾವಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಡಿ, ಅವರಿಂದನೇ ಸುತ್ತಾಡೋದು. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಯುವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್ಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜೈ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಕಾಲಿಗೆ ಬೀಳೋದು, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಡೂ ದಟ್. ಯುವರ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಡಲ್ಟ್, ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್, ರೈಟ್? ನಿಮ್ಮದೇ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಾಲಿಟಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್? ಆಲ್ ದ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.